What's up guys? Welcome to my channel. In this video, I will show you how I got this from this. Pretty amazing, right? Let's do this. Here, we have our CAD drawing. First thing we gotta do is change the unit of measurement. UN, this one. If yours is in imperial, you gotta convert that to metric. And if it's in meters, we gotta change that to millimeters. Why? So that when we try to put CAD inside Revit, or rather link CAD to Revit, it won't cause any issue. So press OK. Once that is done, let's go ahead and save our drawing. Let's do so by clicking this button right here. I usually like to save mine in favorites folder so that I can easily find them later on. Let's go ahead and do that here. Save, and yes. Next is open up your Revit, then go to new. Remember, we used metric, right? Let's go and do that. Browse, go up one folder, English only, default metric. Open. Okay. Back in CAD, we changed the unit of measurement from imperial to metric. We have to do the same here. UN, it's already in millimeters. And this one, to millimeters as well. Next, you see these elements right here. These are called elevation. We gotta move them away from each other. Select them. This changes to modify, and here's the move button, or you can use the shortcut. Let's move them around 50 millimeters away from each other. Now, you can press zoom extend or zoom to fit. Now, finally, it's time to link the CAD drawing. Here in the ribbon, go to insert. Now we've got two choices, import CAD or link CAD. If you hover your mouse on a button right here, it's going to show you a help. But anyway, what import CAD does is, well, it imports the CAD drawing into Revit and it becomes part of it. Unlike link, it does a link on it, and whenever we do some changes in the CAD drawing, it will reflect here in Revit once we reload it. So now, let's try to use link CAD. And from before, I saved it in the favorites folder, right? So let's go there. Here it is. What we gotta choose is current view only. Make this preserved. Import units auto detect, but we've already changed this to millimeters before, but it's a good practice to just click auto detect. And for positioning, I like to use manual and center so I can see where I place it. So let's go and open it now. And here it is. So let's just put it here in the center. If you're like me, my eyes feel some strain when seeing pure white. I like to make a black theme. We can do that here. Options. Go to graphics. And here in background, we can change that to black instead. Okay. Now, if you prefer white or something else, you gotta go back here again. Options. And do the same. Okay. Then okay. Moving on, it's time to make some grids. Go back to the ribbon in architecture, here in the grid, and if you try to hover your mouse, you're going to see some tooltip help. So click this button or use the shortcut key, which is GR, cancel, zooming in, let's pick it to the walls right here, drag down the extent right there. Now let's copy that, click the element, here in modify ribbon, this is the copy button. Now go ahead and click that button. Let's pick here, here, and here. Next, let's copy one grid again. We're gonna start doing our horizontal grid. Let's change this to a letter. Click the element and let's use the rotate button next. It's this one right here, or use the shortcut key, 90 degrees. Next up is the move button. Click your element once more. You can do so by dragging it like this, or go back to modify and use this button right here. Let's put it here. We gotta copy it again. Let's put the next one, maybe here should be good. Nah, let's just do it here. Okay, that's it. Next we gotta do is we gotta align the grid. Click here, zoom in a little bit if it's really aligned. Okay, this one. All right, let's check the B grid. I don't think it's aligned, so I want to just recheck. To do so, we can align it by clicking again this element here, go here, then this button right here, or again, use the shortcut key, pick this wall or this CAD line and our grid. Okay, let's just make this shorter first. This one as well. Next up, we need to determine the distance from one line to each other or the thickness of the wall. Go to annotate, aligned, or use the shortcut key once more. From this line to this line, it's 150 mm. Let's check the others to be sure. Okay, now we've done a cross check. Time to make our walls. Now let's go to architecture, wall, or the shortcut key, edit type. Nope, before we go to edit type, remember this, it's 150 mm. So it's time to make a 150 mm wall, edit type. Here, the edit, but let's make a good practice of duplicating every element. Duplicate. Let's name this 150 mm. Remember, this is just a text. It really doesn't mean anything. Okay, edit structure. Here, the thickness, let's make this to 150. Okay, once done, it's time to put some walls. Let's change the location line to face. Here, as you see, it perfectly matches the line in CAD, right? And let's click it once more. Now, one quick tip, you can press this pick line here so that it will follow the CAD drawing and it will be faster to do so. You see this broken line? That's how it matches it. So click it, do the same here, and let's do the same for everything. Watch as how I do this incomplete. I just leave a little bit and just leave it like this. Put this row, align. So again, go back to walls, architectural, 150, pick line. Just keep picking. Okay, I believe we're done. This one right here. Okay, we've placed the wall. Next up we gotta do is we gotta trim. Again, here in modify, the trim button should be right here. Also, TR, the shortcut key, click this one. Now time to pick our walls. See, everything automatically comes into place. Now just keep trimming. I think everything's good. Next is we gotta align once more. So go back to modify, this button. Just keep aligning. I think that's it. Ah, we're missing some walls here. Now let's do it again. Architecture, walls, pick some lines. Go back to trim again. Oh, this one's aligned. Or you can drag this here like this. All right, I think we're done with the walls now. All right, next up is the section view. We can do so by clicking this button right here. Around here should be good. Now let's bring down the view range. Right click on that and go to view. Here, what you see is the walls, our grid, and the levels. Now we gotta update these levels. Let's go back to the floor plan here. I believe our CAD drawing has a section. Let's zoom out a bit. Here it is. Now this line here indicates that this is a slab, so that's 400 thickness. Let's see the height of the walls. Okay, so that's 2700. Let's remember this number. Let's go back to the section. Here, we can copy paste this. As you see, it's gone, right? That's because this is the section boundary. We can remove this by going to the properties palette here. Scroll down. These two right here, untick both of them. As you see, here was the disappeared section and it's a bit far now. Let's move it here. Okay, next up is the window tile. Go ahead and press WT. As you see, it split our window. So, look at here. It's 400 and 2700. Let's go ahead and fix that. Let's start by renaming our levels. Let's continue here. We will name this bottom of slab, or rather, BOS. This will be ground floor or GF. This will be our rooftop, or let's name it BOR, bottom of roof. So 400 here, we'll do the same here. You can move it like this, change the number here instead. It's going to be negative 400. It's overlapping each other, right? Click the level. Here is something called a shoulder or an elbow. Drag it here. Okay. Next is our BOR level. Let's turn this to 2700. Okay, that should be good. Next, let's start aligning our walls to the BOR level. How do we do that? Let's go back here in the ground floor plan. All right, these black lines are our walls, right? Go ahead and click one of them. Right click outside, select all instance, visible in view. This allows us to select all the walls, or rather same element type, in the view that we have, which is ground floor. Go back in the properties palette, see this top constraint, click this one, and click our BOS. Nope, wrong, our BOR. So it automatically goes to 2700 as you see here. See that? Everything automatically updates. Now that is done, I believe what's next is the floor. Let's go ahead and do that. So let's close this one for now and focus on the ground floor. Go to architecture here, floor architectural. Remember the slab thickness, it was 400, right? Go to edit type, duplicate. Let's rename this as 400 mm. Remember, this is just a name. Okay, edit structure. Here's the real thing, 400 mm thickness. Okay, apply, okay. Now, let's pick this one so that we can make a square or a rectangle sketch. Let's just do it here for now. Press OK. There's the sketch, or rather the model of our floor. If we move it here in the section and go back to section, we can see it. There's our floor, and look, it matches 400 mm thickness. So let's go back to ground floor and go back to our section detail. This is our wall and this is the boundary limit of the slab. As you see, it has an 800 offset, so we gotta follow that. Let's check here. Also an 800 offset. Let's see the side elevation. Oops, wrong. I believe it should be here. Correct, 800. Okay, now let's go back to the plan view and let's fix our floor. Double click this one or edit boundary. Let's delete this. Click here, the peak lines. Remember the offset, it was 800, right? Let's go and put 800 here and start picking the walls. See the broken line? That's where the target will be. So just keep picking. We got a pick here as seen in the section detail we have earlier. I believe we're done. Next up, we trim this one or the hotkey. Just keep trimming. I believe that's it. Now we press OK. Ignore this one. So I think our floor is done, but wait, we missed something here. Let's go back to edit boundary, pick line, 800 offset. Let's trim here. And with that done, let's click OK once more. Next up is the door and the windows. There should be a window here, but we cannot see in the CAD. That's because the CAD is in the background. To fix that, click this right here, zoom out, click the CAD, then go here and put it in the foreground. There. Now we can see everything. Let's click this again. Now let's put some doors. You can go here and the door families are here. We have a lot of choice, but we don't know exactly what dimension we will be using, right? This is the width, this is the height. Let's go back to our ground floor plan and let's do some align dimension on the doors that we have here. Press escape, annotate, aligned. Let's click here, and if you see, when I hover my mouse, it's going in the center line of the wall. To change the focus, keep pressing tab. There we go. The focus is on the side of the door now. Let's do the same on the other hand. Now we got a 750 width door. Let's try this one. Tab. Okay, we got a 750 and a 900 width door. I believe those are all the same. Let's do a trial here. This one. Okay. And lastly, the double lift door. It's a 1200, but let's see what it looks like individually. Should be 600. Keep tapping. Okay. So now that we have the dimension for the door, we can start putting some doors in it. Now let's go back to architecture, doors, edit type. Let's start making our 750 mm and 900 mm doors. Duplicate. Make this 750. Let's make this 2000 only. Okay, and change the dimensions here. 700, 2000. Apply, and let's do one more for the 900. Duplicate. Delete this one. 900. Apply, and okay. Now let's start putting some doors in the wall. Here, here. Oh, and look at that. If I pick here and you press the space bar, the orientation change. So let's follow the orientation from the CAD. Here, this one. I don't think I can put the door here since there's no wall to host on. So let's forget that part. Here. Let's leave the double leaf door for later because we need to make a family for that. Here. And this one. Did we get everything? And this one here as well. But I don't see any guide for the door, so let's just put it anywhere. Here should be good, just beside the wall. Okay, I think we're done. Next is we will be doing some aligning. Now go to annotate, nope, modify, align. Let's start aligning the doors. Here, this is the wrong door, right? So click that element and look for the 750 door. There. Now let's align again. Let's do the same here since we got no detail. I believe it's this one. So let's just keep aligning. Move it a little bit so we can see the CAD. Align. Ignoring this part. Align. Let's delete this dimension. And here align as well. Huh, this door is too close to that door. Let's change this one. And here, there's also some icons for you to click on. It's the same as the orientation. Let's put it here near the window and change this to a 750. Delete this one. Let's align here. Okay, I believe that's it. All the doors are placed. Next up are the windows. And again, before we start placing some windows, we need to get their measurements. Let's delete these dimensions here for now, those that we don't need. Or you can just click one, right click, select instance, visible in view, and delete. Now, annotate, aligned. That should be 800. We got a 1200. Another 1200. Wrong. 1800. And the 600. So I guess we have three types of window here. Next up is we have to make the windows. So go to architecture and here's the window button or WN. Now let's first make our 600 width window. Duplicate this one. Let's make the height maybe 800. Alright, now height is 800. Width is going to be 600. Apply, okay. Now let's start placing that. Align here. And align here. Delete this. Next up, let's do the 1200 mm width window. Double N. Let's choose this, what it looks like. Let's choose this double hang. So edit type. Go here. Let's change the width to 1200 and the height to 1500. Oh, we forgot to duplicate. Forget about it. Let's just rename 1200, 1500. Apply and okay. So let's place it. I guess that's it. I believe this is at 1200 as well. Yes, it is. This is at 1800, so that's for later. Now let's do some alignment. Delete this. Align. As usual, if you cannot be able to pick the line with your alignment, you just keep pressing tab until it highlights. Alright, I guess that's it. Lastly, the 1800. WN. Let's choose this other window. Edit type, duplicate. Let's make this 800 by, hmm, 800 by 800. Here, apply and OK. All right, now let's align that one. Where's the last one? Here. Okay, so we've done the walls, the floor, the doors, and the windows. What's next? If I may have your attention to these two buttons right here, click this, go to Fine, then this one to Shaded, you will see some visual graphic difference. Now, let's go to our 3D view finally. Click this button right here. And here is the model that we've been doing since the start. Again, let's change this to Fine. You will see some difference. And this, let's change this to Shaded. Look at that. Let's spin this around a bit. Click any element. Now, if you press your shift and middle mouse button at the same time, you can pivot around your model like so. Pretty cool, right? Now, press outside the drawing area or escape. Let's change the graphic visual style. Let's use consistent. Cool, right? By the way, you can click this to turn off and on your shadows. And lastly, realistic. Now, there's our model. So now, moving on, let's try to improve the model. You see these lines here? This is actually our level, but we can see it here in 3D, right? So you know what? Let's hide that one. Here in the properties palette, you can see these two options right here. If you click this one, it's actually this one right here, the graphic display option. So if I were to cancel this and go here and this one, it's the same option. It just allows us to, well, do some stuff here and here. It just enhances the graphic, that's it. So anyway, let's go apply that in OK. Next one is the visual graphics override. If you click here or use its shortcut key, which is VV, this will give us a lot of options. So let's focus on this one here. Go to level, and if you untick this, apply and OK, as you see, our level is gone. So if I were to zoom extend like so, everything looks good. So let's move on to the next part, which is the rooftop. So let's do that. Let's go back to our ground floor, which is here. Let's close this one, or rather, press window tile. All right. So let's check the offset first. From the nearest wall, which is 200, sorry, 600. All right, so I guess that's 600 for everything. Let's hope this 600. Nope, it's 455. All right, so let's go back here. Now, we're going to go to architecture, roof, and we're going to be using roof by footprint. So same as usual, we're going to be using the peak line, offset of 600. Let's use the wall as our guide. So now, keep picking. Almost done. All right, next up is we trim. I guess that's finished. Let's press OK, but keep your eyes here on the 3D. Look at that. The roof is finished, but where is it? It's in the ground floor. Why? We didn't fix the host. So let's go back here, Click your roof and check here in the properties palette. Look at the offset, which is here. The base level should actually be as per our level, RF, or was it BOR? Here we go, BOR. And if I click this, look at the 3D. Now, next up, let's add some roof gutter. How we do that? Again, architecture, roof. We're going to be using roof gutter. Now, this is very simple to use. Just go to 3D, and if you hover at the edge of your roof, you're going to see a blue line. So just click that. Let's try this one here. All right, that's good enough. So let's try clicking on all the corners. Almost done. All right, I think we're good. We've installed the gutter. Next thing, we actually forgot one. If you go back to the plan, the offset here is 455. I remember I put 1 minus 600 at this part here. So let's go ahead and fix that. Click here, go back to your ground floor, edit footprint. Let's delete this part here, 455. Pick on this area. Oh, let's trim it next. And done. Looks like the gutter is done. We gotta install it again. Roof, gutter. All right. Looking good. Next up, let's add some materials. Let's start with the roof. Go to edit type. Oh, you know what? Let's fix the thickness. It's too thick. Let's make it 100. That should be enough. All right, and here's the material. You can do so by clicking this button right here. Here's our set of materials that we can use. So let's look for a roof material. I believe there's one, a generic default for Revit. Here we go. And if you go to appearance, this is what it's gonna look like in our model. Let's go to OK, apply. All right, there's the material. Next, let's add some material to our roof and the floor slab. Sorry, yeah, the floor slab. Let's click this one here, edit type. Here, go to default. Let's make it a brick. Nice. Next is the slab. Let's look for a concrete flooring. There should be plenty. There's no difference. Let's use this one. All right. What else are we missing? We're missing a floor here for a design and here as well. And a door. All right. Let's go and look for a door next. Let's go to Insert, Load Family, and go to Metric Library. This one right here, doors. What we need is a double leaf door. Let's check this one by one. There, all right. Can use this, or better, let's try this one. Open. Okay. Now that we no longer need this CAD drawing, we can turn it off, go to Visual Graphics, Imported, and it's this one. Apply, OK. Now let's try and place our double leaf door here. Let's get the dimension from here first. It's 1300. Go to Architecture, Door once more. And here, usually when you load a family, it automatically becomes the first one. But if it doesn't, just click this big button right here and look for it in the choices. And it's this one. Go to Edit Type, as we only need the 1300 in width, and the height, well, let's make it 1800. So Edit Type, here in Dimensions, let's make the width 1300, height is 1800. Let's align here. Okay, and as you see here, everything's looking good. Now, let's try and add some more pizzazz and cosmetics to our model. We forgot the gutter actually. Let's add some material to this one. Here, let's give it some copper choice. Okay, doesn't seem much, but it's a change. Let's add the finished floor here and here. So, go back to floor, architectural. Let's edit type this one, duplicate. Now, what color should we use? Cherry seems to look good. Okay, apply. Now, let's just put a square here. Or, let's make another offset. Let's make it 800 from here. Then let's do some trimming. Let's add some here as well. All right, things should be good. Okay, look at this warning sign right here. Now, what this simply means is that the floor slab and the new finished floor that we put are overlapping, or rather, having a clash with each other. Why? Because they're both using the same level. That's This is just a warning, so you can go ahead and ignore that one. If I click here, look at the level and the offset. They're both ground floor and zero. If I click the finish, using the same ground floor and zero. So we gotta increase this by the same thickness that we had it used, which is 50. Keep your focus on the 3D. Look at that. Now it's good. Let's add some more cosmetics. Go back to Insert. Where's Insert? Here, Load Family. And I believe I hid some things in the favorites folder. Let's look for this one. Okay, it's automatically loaded. Let's go ahead and load everything. Let's load some here. Let's put some chimney inside as well. Now let's go to architecture, column. I have no idea which one. Let's try this one first. Okay, I guessed correctly. So let's just add it here. We don't really have a specific detail for where it's gonna be, so we'll just eye it up. Okay, now to see if it perfectly aligns, we're going to use a section view. Reduce the range. Let's make it 1. Right click, go to view. It's black and white. Let's change this to fine, shaded. Let's change the scale. Okay, it's touching the level. How did it happen? If you look at here, the base level is ground floor and the top level is the bottom of rooftop, which is this one. So everything seems to look good. Nope, wrong. So we gotta change our offset. I believe this is 50. So click your column and put some 50 here. There. Let's do the same here. Okay, looking good. Let's close this one. Since we don't need this anymore, let's delete it. Let's extend this here because we're gonna put some parking areas here. Edit boundary. Let's just go ahead and pull this one here. Create similar. Let's go to unconnected and 300. Pick. Nope. We're just gonna add a little bit of design to our model. Align to the edge. Okay, looking good. But the height is too small. So let's increase that one. Maybe 1,000 will do. Or 800. Good enough. Okay, so let's go ahead and save that before we lose our progress. We're almost done. Let's go ahead and load our leftover families. Go to insert, load. We've already loaded the column and the chimney. Let's add a car, a grill, some parking island, a lamp, and a table. Open. Now, next problem. Where are those families that we loaded are hidden from? Go to architecture, component, place a component. Hopefully everything is here. Let's start from the top. The car is here, the chimney is here, the grill is here. I don't know where that came from, probably a generic default. Where's this? It's a planter. We can use this later on. Here's the parking bay, the lamp, and the table. Everything's here. So let's go ahead and put that in our model. Let's start with the grill. Let's put it here. Rotate this one. Use the move command. Pick the edge point here and snap at the corner right there. Let's zoom into our 3D. Cool, it matches. What's next? Let's put a parking area here. Architecture, component, place component. Where's the parking island? Here. Go ahead and rotate that to 90 degrees. You can actually use the arrow key to move it like so. Then let's put a car there. Okay. Looking nice. What are we missing? The picnic table here. Where's the picnic table? Not that table. Here. 40 inch should be good. Nah, too short. Let's go with 8 inch. All right, should be nice. Okay, I think that's it. Now let's add some landscape or some greenery. Go back to architectural. Let's edit this one. Duplicate. Let's make this 1 mm. Grass. Edit. Look for some grass here. Okay, this should be good. Now go to appearance. Click this one here. Wrong. Go back. Let's look for something else. Concrete. If I click here, it should point me to the materials folder. All right, I think this is it. Now let's close this one. Click again and duplicate. Now let's click this button here. Again, this one. Let's look for some grass. How we do that? Let's change the view into thumbnail. Now there's a lot of things to list on, so we gotta be patient. Oh, nope. Let's keep scrolling. Here we go. Let's use this color. Apply. Okay. Okay. And apply once more. Now zooming out. Let's check this one here. And let's pick our slab. Another tip. If you here, pick line, hover here and keep pressing tab, it would eventually highlight all the edges. Easy, right? Okay. There we go. It's too large. Let's make it smaller. Now we're just missing a few more things. Let's go to wall, architectural. Let's make this 1 mm. Let's cheat the system. All right, let's use this one. Just keep picking. Let's make this a little bit longer in depth. Highlight your wall, press tab, go to base constraint, or sorry, base offset. Let's make it negative 5,000. Attach this to ground floor. All right, we have a good model. Let's add some trees. Component, this component. The tree should be here. Let's use this one. Wrong one. Let's delete this and move this a little bit here. Let's hide the grid. There we go. We're done. Here's our very simple yet awesome model. Let's remove this white lines outline here. Go here, graphic display, smooth lining, show edges. Now, one final tip. Let's go and close this. Zoom to extend. Once we're done, or rather, once you're done with the project, you go ahead and highlight everything, and pin it right here so that nothing will be moved or edited by mistake. And also you see, I cannot click it because of this button right here. If I were to untick this, I can select it and click it, but I cannot move, delete, nor can I edit. And if you wanna toggle that off, select everything and pick this one. So you can start moving them again like so, undo, and I guess that's it. We're done. Awesome, right? Now, if you think that video is helpful and want to learn how to do that, please do like and subscribe by clicking this picture. You can also watch my beginner tutorial on how to Revit by clicking the playlist that will appear. That's all for this video. Thank you for watching, guys. Stay safe and stay healthy.